Have you ever wondered how your body makes that call with extra calories? Vitamin D might be acting like a key regulator here, deciding where the body puts its resources, muscle or fat.
Yeah, it's fascinating. We all know vitamin D is crucial for bones, right? But there's growing research, articles, health publications pointing towards a much wider role. Some research suggests that getting enough vitamin D through your diet might actually lower the body's production of myostatin.
Let's talk about myostatin. What exactly is that?
Right. So myostatin is a protein. It's made by our muscle cells. And its main job is basically to act as a natural brake, or maybe like a governor, on muscle growth. It limits how big our muscles can get.
A brake on muscle growth. Okay, so potentially easing that brake a bit.
Potentially, yes.
And didn't some animal studies show this quite clearly? Like when they took deficient animals and got their vitamin D levels back to normal?
Exactly. They saw a really significant drop in the levels of myostatin circulating in the blood once the vitamin D levels were normalized.
Okay, but here's something I found interesting. In those same studies, giving really high doses of vitamin D didn't seem to lower the myostatin any further than just reaching normal levels did.
That's true. It's a curious finding.
But, and this is the key part, those higher doses still led to more lean mass, more muscle. So what's going on there?
It suggests that vitamin D might be doing more than just influencing myostatin levels. Perhaps it makes the muscle-building process itself more efficient somehow. And we actually have some cell studies that back this up a bit. They show that the active form of vitamin D, that's 1025-dihydroxyvitamin D, can directly act on muscle cells to decrease their myostatin expression.
Directly telling the cells make less of that brake protein.
Sort of, yeah. And it also seems to encourage what's called myogenic differentiation.
Which means?
Basically, helping young muscle cells mature and specialize into proper muscle fibers.
Okay, so vitamin D might be hitting this from two angles. Less stop signal from myostatin and maybe more go signal for muscle cell development?
That seems to be the picture emerging, yes.
But where does fat storage fit into all this? Is it just about muscle?
No, and this is where it connects to that broader idea of energy allocation. The research suggests that higher vitamin D levels might sort of nudge the body towards using surplus calories for building muscle, and interestingly, even skeletal growth, rather than just packing it away as fat.
How? Is there another hormone involved?
Yes. Leptin plays a role here, too.
Leptin. That's the one from fat cells that tells your brain you're full, right? Regulates appetite.
Exactly. And vitamin D might actually boost both how much leptin is produced and how sensitive the body is to leptin signals.
Okay, let me see if I've got this. Lower myostatin means less braking on muscle growth. And better leptin signaling means stronger, I'm full, and potentially better energy regulation cues.
Right.
So the hypothesis is that together, these effects could lead the body to say, okay, we've got extra energy, let's prioritize building muscle with it.
That's the working theory, yeah. It's about partitioning those extra calories more favorably towards lean tissue.
What could this mean in terms of, real-world health conditions?
Well, think about obesity, which is fundamentally an imbalance of fat versus muscle, or sarcopenia, the muscle loss we see with aging. Even some chronic inflammatory conditions can mess with this muscle-fat balance.
So could ensuring adequate vitamin D levels, or maybe even carefully using higher levels under guidance, of course help?
It's a potential strategy, yes. A way to maybe nudge the body composition in a healthier direction.
Yeah.
It definitely suggests that managing energy is way more complex than the simple calories in, calories out mantra we often hear.
Right. It's not just the amount of calories, but what the body does with them. This interplay between vitamin D, myostatin, and leptin sounds like a much more sophisticated control system.
Precisely. It shifts the focus towards the quality of weight muscle versus fat.
Okay, let's talk evidence and dosages, because that's crucial. We know deficiency is linked to problems.
Yes, vitamin D deficiency often correlates with higher myostatin, less muscle mass, and more body fat. And studies show normalizing those levels generally leads to improvements.
But what about those higher doses mentioned in the preclinical stuff? What kind of numbers are we talking about?
So in some of those animal and cell studies, they were using doses equivalent to, say, around 4,000 IU per day, or potentially higher in humans. And in those models, they observed pretty notable effects, further improvements in that myostatin to muscle ratio, sometimes lean mass increases of like 15–20%, and less fat gain compared to just normal levels.
Wow, 15–20% increase in lean mass is significant. But hang on, that sounds almost too good to be true from just vitamin D. There has to be a major caveat here.
Absolutely. And this is critically important. These are preclinical studies. We're talking about animal cells in a dish. We cannot just extrapolate these findings directly to humans.
Right. We desperately need a proper human clinical trial.
Definitely. We need human trials to confirm if these effects actually happen in people, to figure out what dosages might be effective, and crucially, to determine if higher doses are even safe long-term.
Understood. Safety first, always. Okay, so wrapping this up for everyone listening, what are the key takeaways? It seems vitamin D might play a role in reducing that natural brake on muscle growth, myostatin.
Yes, that's one potential mechanism.
And higher vitamin D levels might influence how your body uses calories, possibly favoring muscle building over fat storage, potentially involving leptin too.
That seems to be the direction the research is pointing.
This could have implications for things like age-related muscle loss and maybe even managing obesity.
Potentially, yes.
But, and we really have to stress this, we need those human studies before anyone thinks about taking high doses. We need confirmation on effects and safe levels.
Couldn't agree more. It's essential.
It really makes you think, though. Could getting your vitamin D levels optimized safely be a missing piece in managing body composition, going beyond just bone health? And what other complex ways is our body managing energy that we're only just starting to glimpse?